Whispering Pines Farm. I'm Janet, and today I am canning some small navy white beans. We're running low on canned beans, and I like to buy them in bulk and then dried and then can them up for quick convenience meals. What I'm canning today is quart jars, and I put just a half a teaspoon of salt in each jar. My jars are clean, ready to go. I'm using a Celtic sea salt because I'm out of my regular salt, and I wanted to get this done today. But I put a 1 cup measure of beans in each quart jar. For a pint jar, I would do a half a cup. And I'm a bit of a canning rebel. I know I'm supposed to rinse and sort the beans, but I just want to get this done today, so I'm just dipping it straight out of the bag and hoping and praying that it doesn't have any rocks in it, which I very rarely have ever found a rock in them, so I'm not too concerned about it. My tap water gets pretty hot, so that's what I am going to fill these beans up to inch of headspace, which is approximately this rim right here. And I'm just going to do it with my tap water because it gets pretty warm. And like I said, I'm being kind of lazy today. Okay, now I need a little bit of vinegar. To use my apple cider vinegar because my Azure store order isn't in yet, and I am out of my white vinegar. Just a little splash of vinegar there, and then since this has no grease or anything in it, I am just going to wipe my lids off with a paper towel because all that's really on the rim is a little bit of water from filling the jars up. And because of the canning lid shortage that we've been having, I'm having to use these pure canning lids. They're supposedly made in the USA. And right now, that is all I can find locally. And I'm a little leery of ordering any lids online. I ordered one set of lids online, and that didn't work out well. So I gotta open a new box. I must say these pure lids are sealed well. far I haven't had any problem with the pure lids. I've done several canning sessions with them, and I have had a few that didn't seal, but no more than what would be normal. Every once in a while you have a lid that just doesn't seal. And yes, I use it straight out of the package. I know some people are going to holler about that, but I've never had any problem with doing it this way. You just finger tighten. You don't want to over tighten it, you'll end up with a buckled lid. You just load them up in your pressure canner. This is a Miromatic pressure canner. It actually was my mother's pressure canner, and I inherited it. Now, since I ran hot tap water in my canner and I've got the same temperature hot water in my cans or my jars, I don't have to worry about having this on, heating the water up. I don't want the water a different temperature than the water that's in my jars. Now, if I was doing a hot pack, then I would have my canner already on. But now I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to wait for steam to start coming out of this little vent here, and it will vent for 10 minutes, and then I will put my little jiggler weight on there. And for where I'm at, I use the 10 pounds of pressure for my area, and they will pressure can for 25 minutes is what dried beans in a quart jar does. If you're doing a pint jar, then you can do 25 or 20 minutes, but we'll be doing 25. And I may go ahead and get another canner out and do another round of canning on another burner in some pint jars, because I'm out of my quart jars. So we will be back as soon as this is ready to start timing. Can you see the steam coming out there? That tells me that we're ready to put the jiggler on. It's been venting for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to put the jiggler on, and when it starts rattling, then I will start counting my 25 minutes. Now, I did decide to go ahead and get my other smaller canner out, and I did 7 pint jars of beans in it, and I'm waiting for the steam to vent on it. It hasn't started venting yet. And out of that bag I have that enough for one more can, but I didn't have room in either of my canners, so that'll just go into my pantry until I get some more small navy beans, and it'll be canned at that time. We'll be back whenever the timing starts. Okay, you can hear that I'm starting to jiggle. So I'm going to let it go just a little bit till it starts getting into a little bit of a rhythm. You want it to be jiggling off and on every 3 to 4 minutes. So, and I have to adjust my temperature to keep it in the right area. I'm going to turn my timer on and set it for 25 minutes. I just love that I'm able to can food for my family with my mother's canner. I just think that's just so neat. Last year, the gasket went bad on me, and this is such an old canner. I had a really hard time finding a replacement gasket because that was when canning stuff was extremely hard to find. And I found this little canner, which is a Miromatic also. I found it at an auction for $5. Can you believe that? And all that's wrong is it's missing this little handle, which doesn't bother me a bit. And it does pint jars, and I just absolutely love it. I think it's just wonderful. And I was able to find the gasket for that, but I couldn't find the gasket for this one. But I finally found a gasket that would work with this one, and I was so happy. Of course, by then my husband had went ahead and bought me a stacking canner. It's about this tall. It's an off-brand, but it works perfectly. We got it at Rural King. Over the summer, I'm sure you'll see it, because when full canning season is in swing, it gets used. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the timer for this one, and then I'll use my microwave timer for this one. And maybe I turned it down a little bit too much too soon. Turn it back up a little bit. But we will be back when the time's done. And this one's 25 minutes quarts. This one is 20 minutes pints. So we'll be back after the timing's done and it's cooled off enough to where I can open up the canner. Because you don't want to open the canner as soon as your time's up. You've got to let it cool down naturally and let the pressure decrease naturally. And when the pressure is all gone, and with this, the way you test it is you just do that and you'll hear a little hissing sound, and that tells you that there's still pressure in there, so you wait a little longer. But I'll be back as soon as I get these cooled off and the time they have processed the full time, and we'll see how the beans look. Okay, this one here, the quart jars, has cooled down. There's no hissing sound when I press on the jiggler. So it's ready for me to open up, and we'll see how we did. There they are. Doesn't look like I had too bad of a siphoning issue, thank goodness. I did have a little bit. There is a little bit of siphoning going on. Oop. And right there goes more. These will make some really good white chili or some ham and beans. Now this one, I can still hear the hissing. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's still hissing. I had a little bit of trouble with this one today for some reason. I don't know why. I had to stop it and restart it because it was, all the steam was coming out down here instead of being trapped inside the pot. So I had to stop it, took the lid off, wiped the gasket down, put it back on, and then it worked and came up to pressure just like that. So I don't know what was going on, but we got it fixed, and I'm just waiting for it to cool down, and I'll pull the pints out and set them out on the counter with the quarts. Okay, this pot is finally done. Get it emptied out. These are my quart jar, or my pint jars of beans. They did really good too. See? That is it for canning today. I want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey of canning dry white beans, and I hope that you, if you like this video, that you will hit subscribe and the thumbs up, and more importantly than that, share me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever social media you use. Please just share my videos. Help this channel grow, because without you I won't be able to grow this channel. Thank you and God bless.